Hi guys, welcome to the Lost Creativity channel, and today I have with me Bisola. I have with me Bisola. She's a medical student here in Debrecen as well. And today we have a, should I say, emotional video, or not so emotional, but yeah, something very, very dear to our hearts to talk about. And we're talking about dealing with loss or pain. So yeah, we're going to, we've both experienced it, but from different angles. That's why I have her with me here. So we hope you're inspired after this video. We hope you learn a thing or two. We hope you enjoy, and we hope that you regain strength after watching this video. We try to arrange our points in structure so we're not all over the place and we don't get too emotional and carried away, but we will try as much as possible, try our best to be organized so that you can get the message on time and won't take much of your time. So what we're going to talk about first is like a brief introduction into how we experienced our loss. Want to go first?
No, go first.
Okay, let's get comfortable. All right, so I lost my mom 2016 last year. This 2017, right? 6th of September last year. And my mom was very, very, what's the word? She was very, very close to me. I don't even know how to explain the closeness because I can't even emphasize, but if you know me, you know my mom. I talk about her every time. There's no time she will not call me, even if it's to give gist or to gossip or something, but she's always calling me. My mom just understood me. Like, I don't know, women to women, we just knew how to vibe. I also knew like some relationship aspect. I learned a thing or two from her as well. So that's how close we were. She knew my dreams. She was always pushing me to do what I wanted to do. Like this Deluxe Hues, not Deluxe Creative, Deluxe Hues, that's the brush makeup and fashion company. She knew from before I even started it, she knew what I wanted to do, and she was always pushing me. She wanted to register the business before she died. She was pushing me to write business plan. I was the one procrastinating. Like she always had my back. When I fail a course in school, medical school, you have to fail once at least. Call her and cry like, oh, me, I'm tired. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll lose this year again. Like I'm just tired. So you're not tired in Jesus' name. Rebuke it. That's what she was always saying. Like she will not stop praying until I passed the exam. And now school, we have 3 chances to write an exam, A, B, C. If you fail the last chance, you start the year all over again. So I can fail A chance. Oh, don't worry. There's B chance, there's C chance. I failed B chance. That's when I called her and I was like, that's when I failed pathology. That was the last I knew that, man, I don't know. I failed pathology B chance for the 2nd semester. And I called her and I was like, I don't know what else to do. I've read. I'm tired of reading. I'm tired. What can I do again? She's like, you can't be tired. Go back again. I said, Mommy, it's one more chance. Like, she said, go back again and read and cover up all loopholes. This woman prayed till the next morning until I finished my exam. Mind you, my exam was 8 a.m. She prayed and prayed and prayed until I finished my exam at 10 a.m. And then I called her and she was telling me that, oh, she's still on her knees. Until this is that the relationship with my mom here. I'm not saying my mom was the best to me. Every mom is the best to everybody, exactly. But you know, a mother, when she her love cannot be compared to anything else. Like a mother's love is like, honestly, I don't even know how to explain, but that's how I understood. Like when they say a mom cannot not love her child. Anyways, that's just to explain like mother-daughter relationship. And she died last year, September, after falling ill in May. So we have May, June, July, August, September. That's almost 5 months. If she was admitted for at least those 5 months. In the process, jumping from hospital, church, it really was not easy. And I was over here studying. I was in my 5th year, right?
Yeah, 5th year. No,
4th year.
4th year.
Going to 5th year. I was in my 4th year going to 5th year. And I was about to start exams. In fact, I was writing exams. And They started hiding things from me, not telling me what was going on because of exams and everything. But then eventually I got to find out like what was going on. So when I got to find out, I started getting it every day because you're a medical student. Obviously, they want to ask you questions. They feel like I'm a doctor already, so they want to ask you all the questions they can ask you. Of course, I'm here googling, asking teachers, asking friends, asking what's going on, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do. It really was very hard for me. It was difficult. Like, I don't think there's anything worse than trying to live your life and then you hear there's a terrible thing happening at home with someone that you can refer to as a best friend, a family best friend. I don't even know. Best friend cannot even compare to like your relationship with your mom. Apparently, my mom had lost weight. She became dry. All you could see were her bones. But all I could do was imagine, because they will not allow me to come home. They will not want to send me pictures. But the last picture I had of her was when she was still working at that point in time. She was in Abuja at that time. They were saying she had heart failure, whatever. I mean, she had ascites as well. So I could only see her tummy. So that the picture they sent me was how big her tummy was, and this is what is happening, blah blah blah. But as time went on, they started doing dialysis. She became dry because dialysis will drain you from your brain to your legs, but it was not draining the ascites. I don't understand. It wasn't draining the ascites, but it was draining everything else. Ascites, for people that don't know, is fluid in the abdomen, fluid in your stomach. This here. So, and this thing went on for as long as it never went down till she died. To be honest, it never went down, and I feel like that was the main problem. Coupled with Nigerian health system, I don't really know if they did what they were supposed to do. At the same time, there were times that she was getting better and we'll have hope that, okay, she might actually survive this. She might not die after all. And there are times where we'll be like, I don't know, maybe this is the last draw. Maybe she'll give up soon, maybe. So we don't know. So we're like this, where today we'll have faith, tomorrow we don't have faith. Today we'll have faith, tomorrow we don't have faith. But it's not easy because when my dad takes my mom to church, she gets pale, because she doesn't have enough blood. So she was constantly on blood transfusion, which is also a risky thing in Nigeria. And here's my dad thinking, did I make a good decision of taking her to church? Am I sure she's not supposed to? What do I do? My dad is only a human being. He's spiritually inclined, like he's a prayerful person, but he has his moments where he doesn't know what to think. He also doesn't want to lose his wife, mind you. I mean, that's his wife. And just going to watch his wife in pains. She's crying every day. He cannot do anything about it. He can't even take half of the pain. If he could, I'm sure he would have. He has to make decisions on what to do, where to carry her. Even if we used to fly her abroad, people might be asking, why didn't you fly her abroad? She was not even physically fit to fly. And no medical practitioner was going to fly on my mom. You have to get the visa regardless. They are not going to give you expressway to India or to America to go and get treatment. You have to go through process. My dad had to get the US visa. My mom was supposed to renew her visa. And these were the things I was doing before they rushed her to the hospital again. She obviously cannot go to the embassy in that condition, and time was going, to be honest. Time was just going. We did not know what was happening inside while we were trying to process US visa. So we're now looking for like good hospitals all over Nigeria, to be honest. We went to Abuja. I can't remember the name of the hospital, but like we even booked private room just for comfort. You get, if it's money, my mother wouldn't have died. Worst comes to worst, he doesn't have money. He will sell anything he has just to make sure that my mom survives, because that's how determined he was. If it was money, I'm telling you that she would have survived. If it was prayers, who did not pray? I prayed. My friends prayed. Her friends prayed. His friends prayed. Family prayed. There were prayers left, right. I think God was, I don't even know if God's ears, maybe at a point he was like, the prayers are too much. I don't even know which one to listen to. To be honest, we prayed. At a point, I won't lie, I got tired of praying. I don't know what exactly is the problem. So it really shook my faith as well. Like, I don't know, I think maybe it was also a test of faith, but to be honest, I lost faith at some point. I lost hope. Eventually, she now died in September. I wish I was there. That was, I think that's my only wish. I wish I was just there to make her feel the love from me. So yeah, that's how my mom died eventually after falling ill in May. Do you want to give us a brief intro?
Alright, so on the other hand, I lost my dad April 21st, April 21, 2017. So this year, basically, in April. And my dad and I were really close, really close, because I'm the only girl, and you know, this father-daughter bond, we had it. And he was, I'll describe my father as different, as exceptional, because the kind of things he paid attention to in my life were things that when I tell my friends, they're like, please, how did your dad have time for this? Or how did you even discuss this with your dad? Because he was the kind of father that cared about how I dress. Like he will travel and literally shop for me. Like even some of the things I still wear now, he was the one that got them for me. He sent me to makeup school, he sent me to baking school, he sent me to hair school. He was kind of father that wasn't just interested in your academic, in education, in book, but he believed that you should have like you should be able to do other things. You should be exposed. You should have like a variety of things that you can choose from to eventually this is what I want to do and stuff like that. So he was always involved in that aspect of my life. I can remember growing up, because I'm the only girl, I grew up with my brothers. I was becoming a tomboy. Like I would not want to put on earrings, I would not want to put on lip gloss. I hated powder and everything. And I can remember we got into one huge fight because of it. And he was just that kind of father that cared about my appearance, about how even like he was kind of person that before going to bed at night he would tell me to make sure he would tell me to shower and make sure I change to my pajamas. And I can remember then, if I forgot to do any of those, if I didn't change to my pajamas, before I greet him the next morning, I would just change to my pajamas. And we had a very cordial relationship. It wasn't the typical Nigerian father that good morning sir, good morning. No, like how we greeted him in the morning, I'll hug him and kiss him in the morning, and that was how he wanted it. He didn't. So we were really close. We used to talk a lot. He was like my gisting partner. Even when I was here in Hungary, we used to Skype. As busy as he always picked my calls somehow. And even times when he couldn't pick, he would just quickly send a text, okay, I'm at a meeting and everything. So I'll just describe him as someone that was different, someone that was exceptional. He was very much involved in my life. He paid attention to detail in my life. Like I won't say I could discuss everything with him. Some things I kept for my mom, but like we talked a lot. We really talked a lot about school, about the future, about plans and all that. So I had a I had a more emotional relationship with him compared to my mom. I could be all lovey-dovey with him. I love you, I miss you, but I don't really do all that with my mom. But with my dad, we had that relationship. And not just me, even with my brothers, like he was just very involved in our lives. He wanted to be involved, and he showed I wanted to be involved, and so that was the relationship I had with him. And so the whole thing started beginning of this year. May, that was when I was in fourth year, first semester. March. He fell sick in March, and initially I thought it was something minor, but I didn't think it was going to escalate. So, of course, my mom called me, pray, this was happening. So I was always praying. My friends and I were praying. Of course, family too were praying and everything. And there were some times, like this was between March and he eventually passed on the 21st of April. He eventually passed on 20th. But between that March, like beginning of March and April, he was in and out of hospital, even sometimes church. So it was a very trying period for me, because I was also in school then. I still had to pick up myself and go for my classes. I still had to study. I still had to live my life normally. And like Obsy said, being a medical student, they will call you, what's the meaning of this? What's the meaning of? They will even send me x-rays. They will send me CT scans. They will send me MRI scans. What does this mean? This, that. Like, it was just a very difficult period. I know, for like me, my brothers, my mom being in and out of the hospital. And like Opsy said, if it was money, he wouldn't have died, because we're not the richest also, but we had a lot of people, because a lot of people loved my dad. So people were really, they were dropping everything they could drop. They were there, they were helping financially, emotionally, and all that. But we prayed. Yes, we really prayed, but we prayed and prayed and prayed a lot. We prayed, but eventually I just believe that this is how God wanted it to be, even though it's not the easiest to accept, even though you are like, God, couldn't you have gone another way? Okay, yes, you're trying to teach me something, but couldn't you have taught me this lesson in another way? Why did he have to be my dad? Like, why did he have to go this route and everything? But at the end of the day, you just accept it. Exactly. You accept it.
Okay, so the next thing we talk about now is how were you able to handle right from when you heard the news. So how were you able to take the news first of all? Like when you heard it the first time, what was your reaction up until like living your life on a daily basis till even before the burial, after the burial, going home, and then coming back to school again to continue life?
Okay, so for me, like even when he was really sick, I had a lot of hope. If you really love someone, even though they tell you that all the organs are shut down, as long as person is breathing somehow, and you will still, exactly. And being a Christian, you are praying, because come on, we've prayed a lot of prayers that have been answered. So you're like, God, this one should also be answered.
It's very big deal.
And exactly, so it was like I still had a lot of hope. I'll be honest with you, I did not expect it to happen. I didn't prepare myself. There was no day I sat down, I'm like, Bisola is like, you have to start thinking of how you live. I could not imagine my world or living. I can remember one time when, like one of the days when he was sick, and I told myself that, God, if this man dies, someone is going to have to convince me again that you actually exist though. And even though then I knew I was saying nonsense, because I'm a Christian and I love God.
We are still human beings.
Yeah, we are still human beings.
Still that form of doubt.
Exactly. So I still had a lot of hope, and so it happened on the 21st of April. Like I remember that day I had an exam in the morning, obstetrics and gynecology, and my friend from Seged Fekemi was coming for a church program in Debrecen here. And I do gives dodo, puff puff and stuff. That's a small catering business. And she had been telling me like a week before that, so when I come out to gives dodo, I must gives dodo everything. So I went to the market that day. I remember that morning I just, because of course we are really, really close, so I was really excited that she was coming. So I cleaned my house, I went to the market, I bought the ingredients and everything. And on my way back home, I was at the traffic light, and something was just like, what if you go home now, they tell you that your dad is dead? That was the first time I really thought about him, about that happening. And I got home, I met Michael was in my house, and Osa was also in my house. So I saw Michael in my house. I'm like, Michael, what are you doing here? And he was like, oh, he just came to, like, he came to eat wants to eat puff puff. I'm like, why? Okay, you didn't order puff puff, but okay, fine. Came to eat puff puff. And actually, Michael had an exam, but I didn't know that my friend in Nigeria, had heard about it and called Michael to come to my house, to just come to my house, just in case, because she's suspecting that I know it, because if I heard, she knows I would have told her immediately, because we are that close. And so she told him to come and stay in my house. And Michael was in my house. He hadn't even told us anything. So he didn't still tell me anything. And then I checked my phone. I didn't have internet on the road, so I checked my phone when I go home, and I saw missed calls from my mom's brother. It's not like he calls me here, but it's not like he calls me every time. So him calling me at that point, I don't know, I just felt something was wrong, and he called me. He didn't say, like, he wouldn't say anything. Then my auntie collected the phone. I was like, Bisola, I have not so good news for you. Daddy is gone. And at that moment, I felt my world crashing. I felt like I can't describe the feeling. I can't even remember exactly, but I just know that I felt life leave me. I started banging things, started hitting the wall. Osa and Michael were holding me. I punched them away. Like, I just,
all the strength,
they kept on holding me, but I kept on saying, let me go, leave me alone. I think I wanted to go on the road for a car to hit me or something, but I just wanted to go. Like, let me go. I just felt my world crashing. Like, how is it possible that this man would die? Like, I couldn't just, up till now, do you believe that up till now, this thing happened up till now? I don't even say my dad is dead because I still.
That's the thing I always say. I feel like she just traveled somewhere.
Yes, like I was telling Onye today that I'm coming to Obsy's place. I want to talk about. I was like, I want to talk about something. I was like, well, we want to talk about how to deal with the parents going on. Like I couldn't just say talk about that kind of. So up till now, it's still. So that's how I felt in that moment. I just felt my world crashing down. Literally, I felt like, how can this happen to me? I'm not saying that it deserves to happen to other people. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that other people deserve it and I don't know, but like, you don't sit down and wait for it to happen to you. You don't sit down and you don't even expect it to happen to you. So. Yes, you might hear of people losing their parents. You sympathize with them, but you are in your mind, you're like, God, please no, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Please just let me escape this one with all the bad things that are happening in this world. So yeah, that's how I felt at that moment. So
okay, for me, yeah. I think, like I was saying, that there was a time she went into shock in the whole sickness era. And when my dad called me that, sweetie, your mom is in shock. What do we do? She's not talking, she's just looking at me, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you calling me? Of course, my dad was, he was right beside her, so there was I cannot make him feel like we are hopeless. My strength today just comes from the fact that I want to be there for my dad. Like, I'm just trying to be strong for my dad. I think that's the only reason why I'm strong. I never believed in my entire life that I'll be here after hearing the news of my mom. I never even imagined that my mom would die. Like, when this thing was happening, I was just like, so now she's gone. So like, what's life? Do you get? What exactly am I supposed to do? What exactly am I, like, let me just be careless. Let me just think. At that point in time, I was like, I'll go to school, I'll go for classes. But then going for classes was not even helping me. It was even making matters worse, because when I go for classes, I'm seeing all related cases. Trust me, that is nothing can be more traumatizing than that. I think the only thing that dawned on me was just take life seriously, because that's when I knew that this thing called death can happen to anybody. It can happen to me, it can happen to you. Honestly, my strength, like I said earlier, my strength comes from my dad. When my dad called that morning, just one fateful morning on the 6th of September last year, he called me, and honestly, that was around 10 a.m. I was scared of picking the call self. Because normally that I'm supposed to have called just to find out how is she doing this morning. But then I was even giving him time, like, maybe he's trying to like dress her up, give her food, clean her up and things, because she couldn't walk anymore. She was just in bed. She couldn't go to the toilet on her own, nothing. So I was just giving him time. And then he called me that day. I was like, he wants to say thank you to my friends. And to me, it sounded ridiculous. I'm like, God, my father does the most. Really, you want to call my friends now and tell them thank you? Please, I'll tell them thank you for you. So I was like, okay, if that's what you guys want, okay, that's a small price to pay. So I tried to gather my friends that day to call my father so that my father can say thank you in his own words. Mind you, I don't think anybody thought that my mom had died. It was a difficult thing to gather everybody, to be honest. Like, long story, but it was difficult to gather my friends that day. Only one person showed up, and I'm like, you know what? Time is going, and my dad has to rest. He's a human being, and I cannot, for the sake of other human beings, deprive my father of sleep. So eventually, I just go, I'm like, okay, you talk to this one. This one is here. So say your gratitude to this one. When the other ones come, I will tell you, say your gratitude to them. So that's how he gave that one the news. But he took time to take it off speaker. He was like, well, the thing is echoing, please take it off, blah, blah, blah. He passed the news on. So I did not know. But that one knew. So the next day, I don't know, I had some deep down feeling in me that something was wrong, but I couldn't place it because of how my dad was reacting. I'm like, something is not sounding right here. So when my cousin now messaged me, I'm like, aha, there's something wrong. So she said, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. Oh, how's everything? This one I am messaging me now. So everything is fine. How is mommy? She's fine. And then after that, when I knew about that, that's when I got the news. Just got the news that my mom had passed away. I called my dad. Like, I cried for like 10 minutes, to be honest. I couldn't, my head started aching. The only thing that really hurts me today was that I could not find out on the day that my dad wanted to tell me. I couldn't find out that my mom died the day that my dad was ready to break the news to me. My dad had to sleep with that news till the next day. Do you understand how, like,